The only way you can do that, you can streamline your costs and grow, is by joining eXp. If you're on your own, you're not with eXp, you can't. You can streamline your costs, but you're probably not going to grow, or you can grow, but your costs are going to go up.
Hey there, future real estate legends. This is Jason P. Jordan, your go-to global real estate coach and the president and CEO of the Legends International team, brokered by eXp Realty. I just wanted to thank you for being here and welcome you to another episode of the Lit Real Estate Show, where we interview our equity partners at eXp Realty in the USA and from all around the globe. Now I just ask you to please subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and hitting that bell icon so you never miss another Lid show or any other future videos that I have then launch here on this channel. It also helps the show grow so we can get even more successful eXp Realty agents on to help you. Now, at the same time, if you're a subscriber, you'll get access to new shows before anyone in the world does. If you would, subscribe right now. Thanks so much. So let me give a proper introduction for today's special guest. So Mr. Adam Day from Hitchin, England, United Kingdom. Adam's the international expansion leader for eXp Realty, overseeing growth and operations across the UK, Europe, and India. He has been a driving force behind eXp's remarkable success in the UK, having launched a brand in 2019. Under his leadership, eXp UK became the fastest organically grown estate agency business in UK history, and by 2024, it has become the largest estate agency brand in the UK, achieving this growth without any above-the-line marketing spend. His innovative leadership and forward-thinking strategies have revolutionized the real estate landscape in the UK. Before joining eXp, Adam pioneered the online estate agency model in the UK by founding Hatched.co.uk in 2006. Hatched grew into one of the earliest online estate agencies, eventually being acquired by the Connells Group in 2015, in a deal described as industry defining. Adam's expertise spans strategy, operations, and growth, making him instrumental in shaping the future of real estate both in the UK and internationally. Today, Adam leads eXp's expansion across multiple regions, empowering estate agents to build their businesses with cutting-edge tools and a global vision. Adam lives in Hitchin, England with his wife and 2 children. Adam, welcome to the call, brother.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I remember it takes me back 3 years. I came to our first eXp Con in Las Vegas, and I think you were one of the main company leaders that I first met. And I was like, oh, here's this Adam Day guy. Yeah. So it was so cool to finally meet you and just actually look back on all the things that have been accomplished over the last 3 years at eXp Realty. But really, this story of what you have done with the UK is what I keep telling everybody is the model that really should be used for a lot of the expansion into other countries. I think what I now understand about the UK market, I'm gonna let you dive into that, but probably one of the most difficult markets to go into in the world, with the majority of the agents being salaried, and like 1% typically is the commission rate in London, right? I mean, that's a really tough market. And you've been able to grow that to the #1 estate agency brand in the UK. Amazing, brother. So talk to us about how you kind of got started in real estate. Let's jump in the DeLorean and go back in time, right?
Go back in time, yeah. So I left school in 1997. 1996, I left school, actually. I did a year of bumming around, bossing around, wondering what to do, and
Right.
having realised that I should have listened harder at school. I was a smart kid, but I just didn't listen. I always wanted to just get into the world of work and make money, and I was entrepreneurial. I resold cans of Coke in the school playground when I was 12 years old, and I would wash
Nice.
cars and mow lawns and walk dogs and anything I could do to earn some money. When I was 12, 13, that's all I ever wanted to do. So yeah, bummed around for a year, and then kind of fell into, as we call it, estate agency in the UK in '97. Started a smallish sort of franchise model business. With one shop on the high street, but they were part of a larger franchise network of 22 branches, 22 offices, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
And learned from the franchise owner who was kind of my boss, Dave, who was an estate agency hero of mine, and Paul, who's another who I still keep in touch with. Dave lives in France now. I've tried to get him to join eXp a number of times, but he won't join. He's 73 or something now, so he's like, no, I'm done with it.
Nice.
But Paul, I still go for breakfast with, and once a quarter, and we still catch up. And um, so yeah, they were. That's where I learnt the ropes and learned from '97, and then I think I grew to being the youngest manager because we were all salaried, right? So you go in,
Right.
you get paid a salary. I was being paid £12,000 basic salary, and then I was getting paid 5% of the commission. So 1% commission to the client, and then so £3,000 would come in, and I'd get 5% of that. So I'd get 60. Was that no? Yeah, £150. Basic plus my basic salary, which is £12,000. So, but we would sell like 20 houses a month across within the branch, and there was like four of us there, including Paul. And then so you had so in those days, and still to this day, you have sort of an owner of an office, then you have a branch manager, then you have a senior negotiator, and then a negotiator, and then you have an admin staff. And that's typically the model how it works in the UK, and that still works to this day. So I became the manager of that branch by the time I was like 22, 23. So I was the youngest manager of that branch within the network of 22 branches that we had. So I kind of got exposed to at a very young age at 19 to real estate agency and the operations of it. But working with Dave, who was the owner of that business, really got me to understand business ownership as well. And I'd always wanted a business, so I did that for 9 years until 2006, and that's when I started up Hatched, as you mentioned on
Right.
the intro.
I can't imagine what you were just saying there, 12,000 pounds of base salary and then only getting 5% of the commission. I mean, that's insane to me, now that I understand how we do splits, not only in the UK, but across the world. So you grew that hatch. So kind of take us back to the story of how Barry Pulver, who we interviewed here on our call several months back, how that conversation came about, how he found you, and how you started to learn about eXp Realty.
Yeah, so I did, well, so I go back a little bit. I started Hatched from 2006. That was one of the first online estate agencies in the UK. We weren't fully cloud-based, so I can't claim that one from Glenn. Because we had offices, we had sort of serviced offices above high street locations, so they're much cheaper. But I could see that future. I could see the future of there not being any brick and mortar branches, offices for clients to walk into. I didn't see the need for that. That was back in 2006. So I grew that business, and then in 2015 I sold that to the Connells Group, and the Connells Group are the largest property services group, estate agency business in the country. And so that was kind of a big deal. That was when I got I'd started becoming quite well known in around 2012 because I was doing press releases about online estate agency and how it's going to take over and this, that, and the other.
Right.
And I got a lot of trolls. I got trolled. I was getting trolled before trolled was a word.
Nice.
So I was getting trolled all the time from 2012 to 2015, and then
Haters gonna hate, Adam. Haters gonna
yeah,
hate.
I know exactly. Tell me about it. And Connells bought the business in 2015, and that kind of propelled me into the mainstream of wow, this guy's just sold his business to the Connells Group. That's kind of a big deal. And so then that propelled me into more senior positions, and I did a couple of senior positions which didn't work out. But I learned a lot. I learned a hell of a lot. I learned how it's very difficult to turn a business around once you've already established it. So you've got to establish it right from the start. Turning a business around is very, very difficult. Once you've already embedded certain things, clashing cultures together is very difficult. And so I did those roles, and so I became quite well known in the UK as an agent and a sort of a leader within the industry, I suppose. Not that I see myself as that, but other people do. And then Barry got in touch in 2019. So I'd left my role. What was I doing? I clashed together two businesses called eMove and Tepelo in a $100 million £100 million merger, and that had kind of gone south pretty quickly. So within about 4 or 5 months, I didn't know when I joined the business they were losing £600,000 a month or $1 million a month. And so the CEO at the time had asked me to come and clash the two businesses together, which I did, whilst he went out and raised funds for the next stage of growth. And unfortunately, the market in the UK at that time, he couldn't raise any funds. And so the business crashed and burned by the November 2018 or whatever it was. And so I was, again, bumming around, doing a bit of consultancy work and not really knowing what to do with myself, and I was going to start my own business, another business, because I didn't want to work for anybody else. And Barry got in touch in the January 2019. I remember him connecting with me in October 2018 and thinking, who's this dude, just random dude from America contacting me and connecting with me on LinkedIn? Like, this is
Right.
weird. And
But he was
and
a
he
Brit,
was,
though. He wasn't just a random American dude. He was a Brit that's hanging out in
well, he
the
was,
US, right?
but it was the first time I'd kind of, probably the first time that I'd noticed an American agent contacting me on LinkedIn. So it kind of like, oh, this is weird. Why is that? And he didn't message me. Most of the time, right, this is really important. If you're connecting with people on LinkedIn, most of the time people just connect with you and then message you and puke up on you with their story and their sales pitch. Barry didn't do that. He connected with me and he started liking my posts. He started commenting on my posts. And at the time, in hindsight, well, at the time, not in hindsight, but at the time, I thought, this is weird. Why is he commenting on my posts? This guy doesn't know a thing about me. Like, I don't know who this guy is. He's in America. You know, he doesn't have a clue. Anyway, so he was commenting and engaging and all that. And then he sent me a message in January. I still use that message as a bit of a training thing now. I don't remember exactly what it said, but yeah, he sent me a message and it kind of piqued my interest. He talked about the Amazon of real estate and, you know, potential expansion to other countries. And I see that we're fellow Hertfordshire boys because we're both from the same county called Hertfordshire here. And so he had a friend finder, as I call them, a friend finder, and that kind of that instant connection of, oh, he's from Hertfordshire as well, and oh, he's calling me a leader within the industry. He's you know, patting me on the back, and oh, the Amazon of real estate. This sounds interesting, disruptor, and all the rest of it. And so most messages, you know, people send me messages. I've had 3 messages on LinkedIn this morning, and they all get ignored because they've all just connected with me and then messaged me straight away, trying to sell me something. And so yeah, so I piqued my interest, and then Barry went through the process, and he did a brilliant job of getting me on 3-way calls with Rich Tomasini and AJ Meader and various other people before then getting me to Jason Gessing and Glenn Sanford. And yeah, because it was a bit of a process, but yeah, it's funny when you look back now.
You know, now that you've had a chance to really, you know, get your hands dirty, build this thing. I mean, Adam, honestly, what you've done is really amazing in 5 years. When we look at taking it from nothing, probably one of the most difficult markets to enter outside of North America, and growing that to the #1 estate agency. So good on you, mate. I mean, I think phenomenal job. And of course, the company sees that, and now you have been promoted to international expansion leader to help lead the rest of Europe and India. I'm so excited, man. I think that there's so much that we can do together. Talk to us a little bit now. You've been in this role for a little while. You've kind of gone to some crazy international events, right? And what do you see as the future now?
Yeah, I'm still so 6 weeks in, mid October now. So I started on the 1st of September, so 6-7 weeks in now. I've been trying to at the moment just learn about the countries and how they do real estate, because you know, in the UK, as you said, it's 1% commission. It's salaried. You know, that's not the same as it is in Italy or in France or in Spain, and everyone has slightly different nuances, challenges, conditions, cultures, and so trying to navigate around that has been a challenge. I'll be honest, you know, it's been very difficult. I was on a call with the Spanish AAC last night, and I was on a call with the Portuguese AAC a month ago, and I met the Italian agents a couple of weeks ago, not the AAC, but a load of the producing agents there when we were over there with you, Jason. And so hearing everyone's, it's interesting. I did a video when I touched down at my home airport, and I said the challenges are the same globally. They are lead gen, you know, how do I do social media? How do I list and sell more houses? Lead generation again. You know, how do I grow a team? How do I scale a team? What does rev share even mean? I don't even understand what it means. Agent attraction, all these other things that kind of eXp have in their toolkit for agents to benefit from, but the agents don't. All they want to do is sell real estate, and quite rightly, right? That is quite absolutely the right thing to do. And so then they therefore have to figure out, how do I do lead generation in the first place in order to sell real estate. But then once they've figured that out, it's how do I benefit from all these other things that eXp do? And so I think, you know, some of the stuff that we're going to be trying to implement is more regular mastermind sessions around each country. You know, I really want to be able to say to Dennis in Italy, and I'm only picking on Italy because you're there, but where are you this month, Dennis? Oh, I'm in Rome. And I go, right, I'll hop on a plane and come over, or to Joaquin in Spain, and he says, oh, I'm in Barcelona this week, you know, and Madrid next month. And okay, well, I can't make either of those, but let's go to Sevilla or Valencia or whatever. And so I'd love to see that, because I think mastermind sessions. I hate calling them masterminds. It sounds so KW, but you know, that kind of,
they don't have the control of that. The mastermind goes all the way back, right? I mean, Think and Grow
you
Rich,
know, yeah.
Napoleon Hill, right? I mean, he wrote that in there, the power of the mastermind, right? So if I'm going to give anybody credit for it, I'm going to give it to Napoleon Hill and to Andrew Carnegie, who he interviewed for that book, right? But I want to say, Adam, I mean, I look at how methodically you've grown the UK. And I think that is a brilliant blueprint and model that we should use to now expand new countries, right? That we don't necessarily need to come in and try to go after 5,000 people, right? That we go and we find a core group of entrepreneurial minded, very productive agents that want to be change agents, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what you've done. And you built this really good business there. This video, and the other thing you were saying about posting videos, those of you who don't know Adam, you got to check him out on LinkedIn and Instagram. He does a really good job of posting videos, sharing not only about eXp Realty, but about how to grow as an agent in the business. And one of the videos that I absolutely love, Adam, that you posted here over the last couple of months was the one that you just put "Be Bold" was your headline of your post at LinkedIn, and that's when you guys had done your first really big eXp Realty UK event, and you had the gentleman who started the diary, the CEO. To remind me of his name, I can't
Stephen
remember.
Bartlett. Yeah, yep. Stephen Bartlett.
So one of the biggest podcasts on the interwebs, right? And you had him there as a keynote. But that trailer or sizzle reel or whatever you want to call that you did, that inspired me, Adam. I mean, I looked at that and I was like, that is the essence of who we are as a company, right? You really encapsulated that well. And then, I mean, shortly thereafter, you were promoted to the role that you have today. And I was like, sweet, now I get to work with Adam closer, right? And work on some big stuff. So I'm really excited, Adam. I saw what happened in Lisbon. I thought that was a milestone moment for our company at eXpCon International. And then I think that really helped Leo and Glenn get a broader vision of what, how many people were excited about international and wanting to be part of that growth. And then I think another moment was just here a couple weeks ago, right? And that was where we were at the International MLS Forum. And I think that we'll look back on that event also as a milestone moment. But all the stuff that's coming forward, I think is exciting. So looking forward to eXpCon, seeing you there in Miami as well. If you have any final thoughts for anyone who's here live today or watching this recording in the future, if they're an agent and they're thinking about joining eXp, what is one takeaway or one thing you would like to give them?
You can't sum it up in one takeaway, can you? I mean, that's impossible. But I think that, yeah, I mean, from my point of view, I mean, I've been here for 5 years. I've seen it from, just being an American and Canadian company to being global and international, and that's been an amazing journey. I think there's still a long way to go. I think there's a lot more that we can do to help the agents, and that's all. So I guess I'm in it for the agent. I just care about what's right for the agent. What tools can we provide? What's the agent proposition that's going to help them to sell more real estate, to do more business, to be able to have more time with their friends and family, to be able to scale a bigger business so they've got no time with their friends and family. Whatever the agent wants, right? It's what does the agent want? And I guess one of the things, I guess probably my key message would be, if there are people on this call from eXp or not from eXp, if you're from eXp, tell me what you want. What do you want to see? What do you want us to do for you to help you grow your business? If you're not at eXp, then tell me why you're not at eXp, and we'll try and fix it so that it becomes a no-brainer for you to join eXp, because that's all we're in it for. I'm in it for the agent and what's right for the agent. I was an agent for many years back in the day on the tools. So, we built the UK based on what I think I would want as an agent. We still iterate based on what agents want nowadays in the world that we live in now. And so my knowledge is UK focused, or has been. It's Europe focused now, India as well. So I don't know what happens. So if we've got agents from India or Spain or Portugal or France or Italy on here and they're going, well, this Adam Day dude doesn't have a clue about this, well, educate me, tell me, and my job is to go away and try and figure it out and figure it out for you on your behalf. So yeah, that's what I would encourage everyone to do: is shoot me a message on Workplace or LinkedIn and tell me what you want, and we'll try and deliver it.
Well, I got to tell you, those of you who are watching this recording, this gentleman is so humble, and it's one of the great qualities I love about Adam. But he's also a straight shooter and talks straight, but he won't overpromise, right? And that's one of the things, several things I've just listed here, Adam, that I really like about you and your leadership. And he's even humble enough to say, I don't know about these countries yet, but he's a quick study. So although he says he doesn't know, he's working very hard and studying. And before you know it, he'll have this game plan that will be second to none. It will be like, we're in the Six Nations Cup of the Rugby Championship, and he's got the game plan to win, right? So Adam, I'm looking forward to the future, brother, and looking forward to seeing you again here at eXp Con in Miami. I think it's going to be one for the record books.
Can't wait. They're the best. It's the best week of the year, in my opinion. And if you're not getting to these events, guys, if you're watching this, you need to get to those events. You can't. It's too late for Miami now, I'd imagine. Bit short notice, but next year for sure. But yeah, I'll see you there, Jason. Looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Adam, for your time today.
Thanks a lot. See ya.
All right, man. Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. You have a couple more minutes. I normally don't open it here for questions, but I guess I'll, if you have 2-3 more minutes, I give somebody an opportunity to ask a question of Adam Day, the man of international growth for Europe, UK, and India. Rodolfo, I think you were trying to unmute earlier. So,
hi, Adam. Nice to meet you. Rodolfo from the Spanish team. Although I am based part of the time in Latin America. A pleasure. I look forward to meet you one day in Spain or in Europe or either in America, wherever is possible. I have one question which maybe is linked to the trip that we have invited one director of the company in Spain, Tico.
He's going to ask you about Jose Antonio. Adam.
Yeah.
He introduced Jose Antonio to us. Yeah.
All right. Give us an advice of what to do to convince that type of company to join us. Because I know it's for the realtor, for the agent is the best. eXp. How we convince a company that is based upon, of course, agents to join us.
So how to convince a team to join, basically, a company to join?
An independent brokerage, right?
Independent broker.
Yeah, it's an independent brokerage. Yeah.
I think so. And I know the UK on this pretty well. I've actually been on a few phone calls with Felix recently, and Felix is great, by the way. Get him on a call for sure. Once you've kind of done that explanation of how it works, I think you've got to find what's the benefit, what's in it for them, what's in it for the team leader or the broker owner. And what is in it for them is a streamlining of costs. How as a business owner. So I put my business owning hat on. If I had a small brokerage in Hitchin where I'm based, what two things do I want to achieve? I want to reduce my costs, but I want to grow my business at the same time. Now those two things are normally impossible to do unless you join eXp. The only way you can do that, you can streamline your costs and grow, is by joining eXp. If you're on your own, you're not with eXp, you can streamline your costs, but you're probably not going to grow. Or you can grow, but your costs are going to go up. Now with eXp, because obviously we're going to be taking on a lot of the costs of things like technology, CRM, property portals, that kind of thing, then that kind of de-risks the growth strategy. Because every time, certainly in the UK, but also I know in other countries like Spain and India and Portugal and Italy and wherever else, if you want to scale your business up to the next town along or the next city along, you have to make an investment in that. And there's still an investment to make with eXp, but it's just not as big an investment. So you're streamlining your costs and you're growing your business. And I don't know any business owner that wouldn't want to do both those things. And so for me, that's what's in it for them. Then you layer in things like the rev share, but I think for a business owner, I think business owners would get rev share more than individual agents actually, because the individual agent, if you think about it, their most biggest concern is how do I list and sell real estate, right? A business owner who's got a team, they've already figured that out. They figured that out 10 years ago when they started. So they're much more open to the rev share conversation. I think the rev share conversation should be saved for business owners before they join, and we shouldn't be talking about rev share to agents before they join. They should be educated on that after they've joined individual agents. That's my personal view, looking at the UK, but also I think that probably that spreads across Europe as well, I would say, and probably most of the rest of the world.
It makes sense, especially the last part. Really, it makes sense because I sometimes try to convince an agent of the revenue share, and you're right. They don't understand it. He may, but not the realtor themselves.
An agent is looking for the splits, the cap, freedom to work when they want, when they don't want. A business owner is looking for ways to scale without any risk.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that would be a good hint for Miami, Jason.
Yeah, well, no worries. I think we've got Jose Antonio all dialed in. So now it's just how do we make that deal come together, just like Adam said. So it's having those initial conversations and then bringing our corporate leadership in to negotiate any possible way that makes sense to bring the parties together. So they have that opportunity, and that's typically what I do. Is I get it to a certain stage, and then I bring in Adam or Felix, and then they take it from there and help us bring it home. So, Adam, thanks again for taking the 30 minutes out of your day and spending it here with the Legends International team, and for all the folks who will see this recording. So, thank you so much.
No worries. Thanks a lot. Cheers, guys. See you.
Hey, I hope you found value in today's legendary interview with our special guest. If you'd like to see more interviews just like this one, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you'd like to learn more about today's guest, I placed all their contact information in the description below. Who knows? Maybe they are the mentor you've been looking for. And if you're looking to make a change who you are partnered with in real estate, feel free to book a no-pressure private Zoom call with me. During this private call, I'll share with you how we help real estate agents leverage their language skills and cultural connections to close more transactions both locally and internationally using cutting-edge lead generation technology and marketing techniques. If you want to find yourself in a different situation in 90 days or in a year from now, it's important to find the right partners that can mentor you, have the right strategies, and are willing to give you the roadmap without asking for an additional cut of your commission. With the unique eXp Realty model, it's a collaboration, not competition mentality. The numbers don't lie either. So if you're curious, reach out and set up an appointment. I look forward to meeting you. Feel free to check out the other videos I have here on the channel about eXp Realty too, in case you're just curious. Otherwise, drop your questions or suggestions for upcoming guests in the comments below. Once again, I'm Jason P. Jordan, your go-to global real estate coach with the Legends International team, brokered by eXp Realty. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.